Fisk unit. Fisk unit. What's good, y'all? Fist Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Fist Schooner while you at it. Y'all know what time it is. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. Alright, look. I'm gonna cut straight to the point. T. Higgins, that 6'5" monster down there in Cincinnati. I love him. He's a stud. He's a monster. He is. I don't want him as our number one receiver, though. I don't. I don't think T. Higgins is the right thing to do. I don't think that's the route we should go. Largely just off the simple fact that we got to pay T. Higgins. I think if you're going to go and pay, if you're going to trade for a receiver that you have to pay, can we get a more proven commodity? You know, can we go shop for Devontae Adams? Can we go shop for DeAndre Hopkins? Can we shop for Stephon Diggs? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to pay a receiver, can we get the proven guy who we know is a number one receiver? You feel me? Like, I get it. Everybody wants to use A.J. Brown as an example and, you know, things of that nature. But I feel like the Giants, at this point in time, I can't believe I'm going to be the cap guy. I hate these cheap, so-called wannabe capologists out there. I can't stand them. But considering T. Higgins is up for a contract next year, I don't think we should go pursue that. I don't think we should pursue that. Just off the simple fact that we got to pay Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas next season. And Xavier McKinney next season. We got three monsters that we got to re-sign next season. And Daniel Jones might be one of them if he plays on a tag. I'm to a point where if we're going to go out and spend $25+ million on a receiver, can we just go get Hopkins? Just go get the proven guy. And I think Hopkins will be cheaper than T. Higgins anyway, because T. Higgins is going to command a first. You know, you probably get Hopkins for a second because of his age. Because of Hopkins' age and because of his age and Hopkins' contract, you can get Hopkins for cheaper. I think Hopkins is a second round kind of pick, and I would rather trade a second round pick to get the proven veteran for our Super Bowl window. I repeat, we're thinking Super Bowl, Giants fans. We just made it to the second round of the playoffs. We just beat a 13-3 team. We're not building for the long haul here. We're building for our Super Bowl run. We're building for the next 3 to 5 years, because that's all you get in the NFL. You get like a 4 or 5 year window to compete for Super Bowls before you have to tear it down and rebuild. We don't need some receiver who's 24 years old who, oh my gosh, we can have him for the next 10 years and all this stuff. Who cares? We don't even know what this team going to look like 10 years from now. Let's get the best possible players we can get for the next 3 seasons. And you're not going to tell me that T. Higgins is better than DeAndre Hopkins over the next 3 seasons. Okay? So I would rather go and pursue a DeAndre Hopkins, maybe a Stephon Diggs if it continues to go south in Buffalo. If you're going to spend on a receiver, if you're going to spend on anything in life, okay, this is a life lesson for y'all. If you are going to spend in life, spend up. Don't spend down. If you go to the store, if you go to McDonald's, okay, if you go to McDonald's, get the large fry, don't get the medium fry. It's only a 50-cent difference. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, why? Oh, I'm just going to get the medium fry. I'm going to save 50 cents. No, just get the large fry. You'll be happier. You feel what I'm saying? Don't be cheap. Like, if you're going to spend. If you're going to do something, do it all the way. Don't give T. Higgins $25 million a year when you could just go pay an extra $3 or $4 million and have DeAndre Hopkins for $27-28 million. Or Devontae for extra $5 million a year. Just pay up and get what you want. Don't shortchange yourself. So I get it. Everybody likes T. Higgins. I like T. Higgins. If they get T. Higgins, I'm not gonna shed a tear. All I'm saying is the Giants are trying to win a Super Bowl at this point. The best way to win a Super Bowl is to get a proven commodity. Ain't that what Joe Shane said? Proven commodities. I could have sworn he said that in his presser. And on top of that, I would prefer a receiver who can create separation. I don't even really want DeAndre Hopkins. I want a route technician. I want a guy like Justin Jefferson, a guy like Keenan Allen, a guy like Devontae Adams. I want those guys who can really create separations. Chris Godwin. I want the route techs. Michael Thomas before he started being injury prone. I really want a receiver that can create separation. I don't really want a T. Higgins, DeAndre Hopkins type of receiver who's basically a younger Galladay. Or in DeAndre Hopkins' case, a better version of Galladay. I want a guy who can create separation for Daniel Jones. Like, that's what I saw in Buffalo. I want the guy who can just get open as soon as you call hike. I don't want to necessarily have a guy that Danny has to throw 50-50 balls to. I feel like if you put T. Higgins on the Giants, he's Darius Slayton with hands. Ain't that really what T. Higgins does in Cincinnati? He catches the intermediate routes, right? So all he really would do, we got Isaiah Hodgkins for that. Everything T. Higgins does, Isaiah Hodgkins did. They're the same size. They're both, 6'4", 6'5"? I watched Isaiah Hodgkins do Marvin Harrison type catches on a bum ankle versus the Vikings in a playoff game. That's not what the Giants need. The Giants need that bona fide super route technician that can get open at every level of the field. We need that guy that if Sauce Gardner's on him, we don't care. Darius Slayer's on him, we don't care. Trevon Diggs is on him, we don't care. We need that guy who the defensive coordinator game plans for and can't sleep at night because he has to guard that guy. I'm talking the Jamar Chases of the world, the Tyreek Hill / Jalen Waddles of the world. We need that guy. We need a receiver that's going to break the game. Odell Beckham, when he was a Giant, that's what we need. Antonio Brown in his prime, that's what we need. We need the all-around break the game receiver. T. Higgins is not that. We saw T. Higgins for a month without Jamar Chase. He's not that. He was a great possession receiver. He racked up a lot of catches, but T. Higgins wasn't blowing the top off any coverages. He wasn't breaking the game plan. We saw T. Higgins without Jamar Chase for a month. It wasn't spectacular. It was good, but it wasn't spectacular. So that's really where I'm at with it, Giants fans. We got to pay too many players to settle for T. You know who? I got a video coming on a wide receiver next week. I'm going to push it to next week because, I got to space these videos out because of the offseason. But there's a wide receiver who wants to be a Giant who I would have ever had than T. Higgins because this guy can take the top off the defense and he creates separation down the field. But that's my 2 cents on it, man. I think T. Higgins is going to command number one money. And I'm not sure he's worth number one money to the Giants because we got Isaiah Hodgkins. It's not that big of a drop-off between T. Higgins and Isaiah Hodgkins. If you give Isaiah Hodgkins a whole off-season to work with Daniel Jones, I think he's going to be a monster next year. We just need to get a compliment for Isaiah Hodgkins, which is a game-breaker receiver. But anyway, that's it. That's all. Subscribe to the unit if you're rocking with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this message.